Here we go. We're back. We're back. Happy Tuesday, everybody. In the garage. I just have one order today, so it's gonna be quick and easy. Quick and easy, lemon peasy. All right. What's going on today? What do you guys want to talk about? It's Tuesday. We're coming up on 4th of July, which is always fun time for me. Let's see. But I feel like there's so much negative news going out there right now. So I just want to see if anyone has some good news they want to report on. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. We just want to talk about something else besides the craziness that's going on right now. Let me think. What is good right now? I mean, this morning I just went to do some errands and got this order, and we're just doing stuff right now. Let's see what is good in the world, because literally I woke up. Oh, I know, I just finished season 4 of The Bear. If you guys haven't watched that, I feel like this is a great season. I feel like it's like if you guys haven't watched, if you're not watching The Bear, check it out. I feel like it's one of those shows that I feel like combines a lot of what's very popular on the internet and just puts it together. Like, it adds like authentic ASMR cooking. It's like an ASMR cooking show to me, because they have so many like cooking ASMR moments, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's just relaxing, and then you kind of feel like when you get a when things go right for them, you cheer for them. So it's a nice show. What else? I finished Squid Games season 3. If you guys haven't watched that, check it out. I had just thought that it goes in a different direction that I think what a lot of people were expecting. Let's say that. I don't want to, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil too much of it, but I feel like that's what it is. It just goes in a different direction than a lot of people expected. I mean, if you're on the internet right now, I'm pretty sure you've seen the memes, the Dora Explorer memes. Those are hilarious. I really like those. I love it when people go back and dissect the show and talk about what worked and what didn't work. And because when I'm watching a show, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I just watch it, and then afterwards I'm like, because okay, you know what really bothers me is not finishing the story, because I like to get to the end before I start judging. You know how some people they stop right away. Let's see, but yeah, Squid Games. At least it ends. At least it ended. Okay, this is what I do like about some shows. At least it ended. At least the story arc that we are following ended. Right? I know they're making other Squid Games, like the America one, and then I saw some timeline chart thing. Here's my thing. I feel like they should just leave it at this point. Don't I know some people are excited about the USA one, whatever, but me personally, I feel like shows, they need to end. You know? They just sometimes everybody needs to go back and study Lost. How Lost, the TV show, completely imploded on itself because they dragged it on. The show needs an end. If you guys have time, go back and see the story of Lost and see what happened there. If you guys don't know the story of Lost and why it basically flopped near the end, is because the original story, the writers only wrote the story of Lost TV show until season, I think, 3 or 4. Their original, they had a storyboard of where they wanted to go, and it ended at season 4. right? And then I believe they said that that was going to be their last season. Like, like the writers of Lost said that, hey, this is what we got. We're going up to this season here. But they had a hit show, and the producers, the greedy execs, right, at whoever it was that oversaw Lost, came to the writers and was like, hey, I know you guys have the story up to this point, but can you stretch it out more? We need more moolah. Right? And so what happened was they wrote the story, whoever created Lost wrote the story until season 4. But then when it happened was the execs came in and then they stretched out the story of season 4 until they stretched it out another 3 seasons. So they broke up the key components of season 4 and they stretched it out another 3 seasons, and then they just sprinkled in so many fillers and junk, and then by the time they got to the end, I believe Lost went up to season 10, right? By the time they got to the end, they were so lost. They were so lost. They had no idea what they were doing at that point too. And I okay, I think Lost is the only TV show that I started and didn't finish. My girlfriend finished it. Oh, she's my wife now, but at the time she was my girlfriend. She finished it. I think it's the only show that I started and didn't finish, because it always bothers me when I don't finish a TV show. Usually when I start, where's the order? Oh, here it is. All right. Usually when I start a TV show, I like to go until the end, and yeah, I feel like 3 seasons is good. 4 seasons is okay. 4th season should be, if you up to 4 seasons, that should be your wrap up season. Let's see. And I really like the show Bear, and I'm gonna say this. And if you guys haven't seen it, the newest season, I don't feel like I'm doing that much of a spoiler. It's literally, you could look it up. I feel like the show needs to wrap up. I'll say that. Bear needs to wrap up. They're on season 4 right now, possibly 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, who knows how long Bear is gonna go. They need to wrap up. I'm telling you, you keep on going, and it just, I guess at the same time, you never know when you're gonna get a hit TV show, and you're gonna milk it as long as you can. So I mean, I guess as long as people are still watching Bear, they're gonna keep it going, but it needs to end. Walking Dead, a great example of a show that needed to end, because I stopped watching. Oh, I guess Walking Dead's another one of those shows, but it kept on going. That's not my fault. Walking Dead just kept on going, and it just won't stop. Walking Dead also needed to end because I know why I stopped watching Walking Dead. I stopped watching Walking Dead after the prison the governor's sequence, and I watched like maybe 2 or 3 episodes of the whatever the season was after the prison, after they lost the prison in The Walking Dead, and I just thought it was silly why they just didn't retake the prison and rebuild it. That made no sense. That part made no sense to me, because they were living there for like years, right? It was they at that point in the show, they were taking out zombies or walkers, whatever they call it in their show, like they were water. They were going through them like nothing. They could have easily retaken the prison in The Walking Dead. I just didn't see why they just they're like, oh, it has too many walkers now. we don't want to bother with this. And then it just felt like the show was the same all the time. right? It was literally go to new place. There's some people here. We're gonna fight them, and then we're gonna move on. It was basically the same show, different locations. So I just stopped watching it. That was too much. It was too much. And then I have to say one of the best well written shows is Dark on Netflix. I feel like that is one of the best well written shows that ends in 3 seasons. Okay, perfect. I'm telling you, you go beyond 3 seasons on a show, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. All right. What else is going on? Okay, I'm trying to stay out of the crazy news. We don't want to talk about the big beautiful bill. We're not gonna talk about the other news I saw this morning. When I woke up, I saw some terrible news. So I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. We're not gonna talk about the 7-Eleven lady. They got beaten by her manager until she was brain dead. And then today is the day that they're taking her off life support. No, we're not talking about that. Oh, I want to hear some good news. Like literally, it feels like every day we are bombarded with shitty news all the time. What else? Oh, I saw this really fun thing today. I mean, it's an old clip, but I thought it's still very funny to me. It was a clip of sorry, I'm gonna try to charge this. It was a clip of some guy wrapping up a old TV and leaving it on his front porch, and then someone came and stole the TV. Right? And I was like, oh, that is genius. I think I've seen, when online deliveries started getting really popular, and the pirates became popular. I remember seeing the stories where people would like put what is it, like paint bombs inside the packages and just leave them on the front porch, and if someone came and stole it, they'll open it, and then the confetti bomb or whatever would get all over the person. What happened to that? How come people stop doing that? But like that seemed like a great idea. But okay, so I saw this clip today of this guy. He was at his dad's house, and I guess his dad needed to throw away his TV. But the guy didn't want to haul it to one of those electric recycling centers or whatever. That's what you're supposed to do, by the way, with your electronics. Take it to electronics recycling center so they can, make money off you. Okay, as an Asian person, that always bugs me. Um, you know what bugs me? I live near a Savers, and if you're in another state that doesn't have Savers, they're basically a Goodwill. And you know what always bugged me about Goodwill and Savers or any of these places that take donations and then resells it at a profit? Like that bugs me like crazy. So this Savers, there's near my is it called Savers? I don't even know. Every time I see it, there's a giant line of people dropping off stuff to donate. Usually how that works, right, is these people try to have a garage sale and of stuff that they're trying to get rid of, right? And then whatever they don't sell, they go to like a Goodwill or these donation centers, and they just drop it off, and they get like one of those charity donation slips, right? And then technically that counts as you almost selling it, because then you could, write it off on your taxes that you like donated to charity, whatever. But anyways, back to the business model of these places. What bugs me about it is, let's say I drop off, I don't know, a jug or a vase, and it's like, here you go. And then they'll take the vase and then they'll like appraise it, like they'll do like a quick appraisal of it, and they'll like oh, we'll sell it for like $15 or whatever, right? And then they'll sell it and then it's 100% profit, because they got it for free. And so I'm like looking at all these people dropping off stuff. I always wonder, this is what always bugs me. What I always wonder about these people, right? I wonder, do they care? Would they care if, because sometimes I see really nice stuff. Like the other day I saw like a whole drum set. Someone just dropped off there. Like they just left it on the sidewalk in front of the Savers. I wonder, would it be okay if I just walked up and just took it? You know what I mean? Hey Jay, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. You know what I mean? Like that's the part that I think bugs me. Maybe it's the Asian inside me where I see like when I see a set of golf clubs like someone dropped off another day. Like they're like maybe it's this location. They have nice stuff, and people just don't. They just like drop it off and they just drive away. And I'm wondering like, can I just grab it? To them it's free anyways. Like their business model, they don't even know what they're gonna get. And then I wonder like, can I do like a Craigslist? Imagine if your business now is standing in front of the Savers and taking and setting stuff aside and taking pictures of it and selling it for like $2 before it even gets in there. Like think about how much traffic you would get. Right? Technically it's the same business model as what they're doing because they take the stuff and they just sell it again. Why can't you do that? Oh my God. Imagine how funny that would be if someone comes and drops off I don't know, let's go with the drum set thing again. They drop off the drum set and you literally take a picture of it, post it on Facebook Marketplace and like, hey, come get this now, $2. And I bet you're gonna get a hit. Okay. If you are if I mean, most likely they're not gonna be watching this, but I'm just saying, if you're one of those gypsies that are begging on the sidewalks, which I hate because they always bring their children. It's crazy, especially during the summertime. If you see those gypsies that are they gypsies? I don't know. The the professional panhandlers, right? They're on the sidewalk. They usually have their kid with them and it's super hot. I feel like a better business model for them, if that's what they're into, would be to just hang out in front of a Savers. You can panhandle and resell. Imagine you're like they're like the gypsy people. They have fun. They're like the people that would like be panhandling, like begging for money, and then they'll have like uh I don't know, a Lamborghini on the side or something, right? But imagine how efficient you would be if you were panhandling next to a Savers, and every time someone dropped off something, you just like took a picture of that thing and said like, "Hey, I'm selling this, $5," right? I bet you're gonna get traffic. So then it's like double money. Good chance that these people are too busy panhandling to be watching this, but that's that's an idea. That's You ever hear those people that promote random side hustles? That's a side hustle right there. I feel like, do you think Savers would care, or Goodwill? Do you think they would care that you are? Because technically, it's not really their stuff yet. It's not theirs until it enters the building, right? Is that the rule? Right? It's like imagine that someone drops off something at a Goodwill and you're like literally just vulturing right in front of them, like, hey. Oh, let me see. Is this acceptable? Oh no, I feel like I need to remake this. It didn't. The print didn't come out correctly, so there's in this V here. There's this like, it cracked. Hello, hello. What's going on? It cracked. part of me wants to just send it out. The other part of me, oh, from Bangladesh. Bangladesh. What's going on in Bangladesh that I could think of? What is good in Bangladesh? That's the question. The only thing I know about Bangladesh is the garment industry is big over there. That's literally the only thing I know from Bangladesh. Okay, this is what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna try to fix this, and if I can't fix it, I'll have to make a new one. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I hate the Savers business model. I know, well, to them it's super smart. I just don't understand why you would donate to any of these Goodwill places when technically you can sell it yourself. Even if you sold it for $1, it would still, I feel like, would be better than giving to the Goodwill, because they sell it in a way. They are preying on your goodwill. I understand if this is gonna be hard. I understand if they like gave it away for free-ish because they got it for free. But sometimes they sell it for almost like full price because they do an appraisal, especially now with like the smartphones and whatnot. You know, you can easily just take a picture in like Google Lens and do a quick research on it. That's what they do now. Before, what they used to do is they used to go, oh, t-shirts, $5 or $1 or $2, whatever. Like they didn't have time, or it was too hard for them to Google, to like appraise everything that they got, you know. I bought a cord for my PlayStation, 9% off. That's a good deal. Yeah, no, that's not the issue. I have no concern with going there to buy stuff. I go there sometimes to get like random, like if I need like a random knickknack that I don't want to pay full price for. Let's say like we need I don't know, a pot that I'm not gonna really cook on. I'm gonna use it for like to make candles or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's not my issue. My issue is that they are basically grabbing everything for free and just reselling it to people at sometimes like full price. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like they get the stuff for free. I feel like you're saying it's 90% off. I think it should be even more off. Like they sell, at least the one that's near me, they sell clothes for $10 or so a shirt. Or something like that. Somewhere around there. $10 a shirt. I feel like it should be closer to like $3, $5 max. Everything in the store should be a max $5. Because they got it for free and they have no control over what they get. You know? And they say they're non-profit. All these non-profits, all the non-profits are exactly the same. All that means is by the end of the year, they just don't have to show a profit, right? So all they need to do is by the end of the year, spend all their money and show like, oh, we didn't make any money. Like, that's all they have to do. Is just show that they didn't make any money at the end of the year. And boom, you're a nonprofit now. You know? So that's the thing that bothers me about Savers or Goodwill, is that they make so much money being supposedly a nonprofit, but they make so much money. Like all they need to do is like, oh hey, you know, we incurred this expense here that we had to do, and it's like, what is that? Company party. We had to do an extra big company party this year. And boom, nonprofit. Or, you know, admin costs. That's the other thing about charities that bugs me a lot, is the admin costs. You know, a while back, I think when my kid was younger, I met a family. What they wanted to do was they wanted to get like a group of kids together and start a charity or nonprofit charity for them. And I remember they were like asking, "Hey, does your kid want to be in on this?" And it was basically just money laundering, you know, but just have it under your kid's name. All right, try to fix it. Looks like I'm gonna have to make a new one. Let me show you guys what it looks like. It doesn't look that much. It looks a little bit better, but you can tell that I tried to fix it because you can't. Maybe you guys can't see it from the camera, but these two E's look like a different color. So in the trash it goes. All right, gonna have to make a new one, and I have to make new vinyl, new everything. All right, come with me. Field trip time. Field trip time. Don't worry, this is gonna be fast. I only have that one to make, and that's it for that. All right, you guys have the. But you know what I mean? Like, okay, so what they wanted to do was, let's say there was my kid, their kid, and maybe like 2 or 3 other kids. And then they were like, I remember we were talking about this while the kids were in swim class, and they were saying like, hey, and they were like an accountant, or their friend was an accountant, and they were like, hey, you know, what we should do is start a charity with our kids' names, and then we're gonna put money into it, right? And then the kids can do random ventures, and then you could write off all those things, and then later when the kids grow up, they could show that hey, they started a charity, right? They have a charity or whatever. It looks good on college applications and whatnot. But when I was hearing it, I remember thinking to myself, like, this seems like money laundering, because you know, where did the money come from this charity? And I always felt like most charities to me are money laundering. That's literally what every when you start getting into that to that tax bracket, you know, they all have a charity to move funds into. Because I was saying earlier, you put the money into there, and all you need to do at the end, right, is to make sure that the charity itself or the nonprofit that you're making doesn't make any money, and your admin fees could be whatever you want it to be, you know. So that was literally what they were trying. Let me see. No, I'm trying to find a small scrap piece of white, because I don't want to use a whole new sheet to do it. Oh, sweet. Sweet. Found this. Perfect. Okay. Alright, never mind. I don't have to cut a brand new one. Oh, but I still need. Sorry, Sorry we're moving so much. I still need the little dots. Okay, what else is going on? If you guys are following the NBA, lots of trades going on. Lots of. Okay, the LeBron situation I find is very interesting. I feel like he should retire. I don't know. It's it's getting to the point where I know LeBron can still play, but it's getting to the point where, come on, let it go, just let it go, let it go. There's that fun situation where one of the players, he didn't want to get drafted by the Jazz, and it was like everything lined it up for him to go to the Jazz. Oh, too much fun. Okay, what else is going on? I feel like it feels the air is heavy. That's what it feels like. The air is heavy, The big beautiful bill is in the Senate. Okay, I'll just touch on this real quick. You know what I find funny about the big beautiful bill? It seems like nobody likes it. Um, right? That's what seems like the general consensus is like nobody on each side of the party likes it, but it's getting pushed through, and it's always that thing where, oh, get in line. They, like, okay, I already know what's gonna happen. Okay, this is my prediction on what's gonna happen. Is that you stopped watching the NBA years ago? Okay, Jay, I stopped watching the NBA a long time ago, but I do like DraftKings and Prize Picks, and then so I go back now and I'm paying attention to it again. Um, but I feel like my take on it is um is more objective. Where because like sometimes I talk to some of my friends about the NBA and they're like this and that. I'm like, okay, I don't care about any of that. And to do if you're into like Prize Picks or any of those props things, if you are really into it, you actually do worse than if you're like objective about it and not have a team. Because like for example, just real quick, I know maybe the NBA talk, maybe people don't care. Just the Pacers run into the finals, right? Everyone kept counting them out, and I was saying, hey, you know, never count out the underdog. They're always in, and I have to say, the Pacers actually made me tons of money, with their props because all their lines were always low on everywhere because I guess people didn't pay attention. I don't know, but I would say that is it's you usually do better on those things when you have no like heart into it. But, I'm into like right now I'm into Batman Prize Picks, and the thing about Batman Prize Picks is that I don't know anything about Batman. I don't know who these players are. I don't know anything, and they barely have any stats on these people, which is great because that means that the lines that they make are usually off because nobody knows anything about Batman. So I have to say about that. But anyways, back to I guess we'll talk. I'm trying to get my phone charged because I'm low. If the feed cuts out, it's because I ran out of battery. Okay. Anyways, big beautiful bill talk real quick. Okay, my take on this. Again, I'm just some guy in my garage, right? I say it passes in the Senate. I don't know. There, you can actually bet on that. I'm telling you, I feel like it's gonna pass in the Senate, and you know what's gonna happen? Um, this is just what my gut feeling on what's gonna happen is. It's gonna pass in the Senate, and then because they changed it so much from what happened in Congress, like the lower chambers, the peasants' chamber. That's what it's called. It's called the high chamber, low chamber, is because the Congress people are like, I don't know, to them they're just like whatever, and the Senate people are like royalty. Anyways, what's gonna happen is it's gonna pass in the Senate, but because they changed the bill so much from what it looked like in Congress, it's gonna get pushed back down to Congress, and then they have to make the decision to go through it again, and then so what's gonna happen is because this thing is so unpopular, right? Um, what's gonna happen is that they're gonna vote yes on it just to be like, hey, I did what I had to do. It's to appease Trump. Like, hey, I did what you're supposed to, but they know that it's not gonna go through anyways. You know what I mean? Like they know already that it's not gonna go through. So, but they have to do all this kabuki political theater just to make sure that they're doing stuff. And so I that's the part I hate. I hate all the like the mind games that gets played. For example, I believe there's two senators that are gonna resign because of this. Supposedly, they're resigning because of this. Um, And I'm like, you know what would be even better? If they stayed on to actually fight instead of like, oh, I hate this thing so much, I'm gonna resign. I'm like, okay, that's great. That doesn't help the situation. So to me, it sounds like what you're gonna do is you're gonna vote yes, resign because you said you didn't like it, and just move on. Like I hate it so much. I don't know. What is everyone's take on the big beautiful bill, the BBL? I've heard nothing but terrible things about it, so I'm kind of like, oh, and the other thing, I believe I heard this today, and I really like this idea. I think they should, instead of having the big beautiful bill, they should be having lots of small bills all the time. You know what I mean? Because what I hate about when they do stuff like this, it is so shady, is that they add on stuff like oh, they're gonna raise, let's say, like, they're gonna raise, I don't know, gas prices, right, on one side, and then the other side they'll be like, no, they're gonna lower gas prices on one side, and then the other side, there's somewhere in the bill they'll sneak in like, we're also gonna execute grandmas, right? It's like complete polar opposites, but they'll put them both in the same bill, and then the senator or whoever has the voting on it has to be like, well, if I vote yes on this, I'm gonna be killing grandmas, and if I vote no on this, I'm gonna be lowering gas price. I'm gonna be increasing gas prices. Like they put these conflicting things, and then once they vote on it, like 2 months down the road, when they do like primaries or whatever, they start throwing those attack ads, and it'll be like Senator John Johnson hates your grandma and he wants him dead. He voted yes on Bill X9, which killed all the grandmas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I I hate it when they do stuff like that. They need to. I saw that someone was on a senator was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and he was saying that what they should do is actually vote on each individual thing instead of lumping them all together into this one big thing that are conflicting with each other. That makes way more sense. So, like, let's say you want gas prices to go down, they'll vote on it. But I feel like, and then you're like, oh, if you want to kill all the grandmas, we'll just vote on that. Instead of putting them both together, and either way, you're gonna lose because you vote yes, you're taking out grandma. If you vote no, you're increasing gas prices, and it's like, what would you rather have, grandma or gas? And then the other thing, I saw that we were talking. Elon brought this up actually, and I actually like this idea a lot. Elon was saying, "Oh man, where'd it go? I just had the other thing." Elon was saying that what will make way more sense is they stop increasing the debt ceiling, and it's one of those things that like we just, as a regular person, you don't really pay attention to that much about. At least I don't. The debt ceiling stuff. I just know that they need to raise the debt ceiling or else they're gonna run out of money. But he brought up a very good point about the debt ceiling where they keep raising it, and it's kind of like a credit card company consistently increasing your credit limit. Like you spend until the end of your credit limit on your credit card, and instead of paying down your credit card, you like ask them to give you more credit, and you just kept on doing that over and over and over and over again until you get to this point where it's like your credit limit is like $89 quadrillion, and they're like, hey, do you think about you want to pay some of this money back? And you're like, no. I'm can you give me more money though? Increase the debt ceiling? like increase my credit limit. And they're like, sure. And it's because every senator or every politician is always the same. They're always out there for their next like election cycle, right? And if government crashes or dies under their watch, it looks bad. So they just kick the can down to the next person, right? All the time. Everything they do that. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like, oh, this is really bad. We should fix this. Yeah, we should. Oh, but it's gonna make me so unpopular. You know what? We'll do a band-aid fix and we'll talk about it in 2, 3 years. And then 2, 3 years comes around, and then they'll be like, hey, maybe we should fix this problem. And we talked about this 2, 3 years ago. And they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It is a big problem. We do need to fix the roads. Oh, but if I do that, then we're gonna run out of money here, or this is gonna happen. You know what? How about we talk about this again in 2, 3 years? Okay, 2, 3 years comes on, and then next thing you know, that guy dies, and it's the next person, right? The new person, and he just got there. He just got into office, and then they'll be like, "Hey, do you guys want to work on this problem that was going on?" Hey, dude, I just got here. I don't want the government to die under my watch. How about we talk about it in 2, 3 years? Like, okay. 2, 3 years. All right. Fixed it. Okay? It's done, Zills. Now it can go out. 2, 3 years goes around, and they're like, hey, you want to fix this problem? Ah, you know, I'm still learning the lay of the land and everything. How about we talk about this in 2, 3 years? All right, 2, 3 years. The other guy dies, and someone new comes in, and then you're like, hey, you want to fix this problem? I just got here. I gotta worry about being reelected. Maybe if I'm a strong incumbent that has been here for a while, we'll talk about it then, right? Okay, literally, Mitch McConnell is a great one of this. He literally kicked the can down on every single issue, right? And he's retiring this year. Or is it next? He's retiring this cycle. Finally, Mitch McConnell. I thought Mitch McConnell disappeared a long time ago, but I guess he's still around. But he's done. He's retiring, and this is a classic example of this, where they just kick the can down on every single issue until the point where they retire, or it's no longer their problem, right? It's someone else's problem, and then they just walk off into the sunset. And then it's someone else's problem. They're like, you know, uh, let's just talk about it in 2, 3 years. It'll be someone else's problem. They just kept on doing it, and that's what the debt ceiling is really like. It's like they kept on increasing the credit limit, but at some point you have to talk about it. I don't know. Anyways, I'm done with this order, and I'm gonna take a break. Gotta charge my phone. It's dying. And we'll be back later for I'll be on my computer so we can actually look up stuff. So that's always fun. All right, see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you.